How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dudes and Belts Recharge. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, here in the flesh as always. And boy, do we got a show for you guys. Let's introduce the panel for tonight. On the top left, we have the one that lives way up there on the east coast of Maine, the inventor of the Lighthouse grading system, the wake ass kisser himself, Coastal Crusader.
Why all the hatred? We had an awesome show tonight, didn't we, guys? It was great. Hey, I wonder, you guys see the accident that happened in the middle, like near the end of the show? Did you guys see that?
Oh my gosh.
Can we get through the introduction without your nose being so far up their asses, please?
Oh, shut your mouth. At least it's not almost broken.
Jesus Christ.
My God.
On the top right, we have our resident masshole himself, the one and only Marky Pins.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Dudes, heels, faces, and people from all places. I am the masshole Marky Pins. We are about to get into all this from a very objective point of view, Coastal. We're going to review the good, the bad, and everything that just happened on this episode of Charge. Stay right here.
And doesn't Marky sound good with a brand new mic? Doesn't he sound good with a brand new mic?
He sounds great.
It's like Titus said, baby, invest in yourself. Don't buy $10 dollar store Bluetooth shit.
Oh,
Get a good one.
Oh, we got a hype train incoming.
Already? Yo, Ready D, what's up, dude?
Let us get through let's get through the intros and then let's get through the intros and then we'll go through the hype train. That'll actually give us enough time for when Over Easy Stevie hops in. So that's perfect timing on your part, faithful. On the bottom, we have the one and only Sunday Night Savior, the other Jeff.
We got a hype train. That's awesome. We got Coaster already spitting bullcrap. That's horrible. We'll find somewhere in the middle to hammer this out.
Absolutely. Even Yaden put a giant poopy emoji next to Coastal's name. That's fantastic. I love that. Every single bit of it.
Is that a banana next to it?
That's a nose.
It's a nose.
Oh, that
Absolutely.
that is that one certain three-letter wrestler's nose emoji?
No. Can we spam the poopy emoji in chat with a hashtag Coastal is?
Oh,
We get Coastal is poopy in the chat.
But, hey, Mass Stranger's here to see me. You didn't see that? Yeah, exactly. I got fans with the Wake Faithful.
No, you have a
Faithful.
fan. A fan.
Yeah.
And
One fan.
guys, you heard it during the airing of Rocky Mountain Pro Charge. Yes, Over Easy Stevie will be joining us tonight. He's just gone
That's gonna
off
be
to take
awesome.
a quick bathroom break, so he will be coming on with the dudes for the very first time himself. So that's also very exciting over here.
As Titus isn't back yet from the injury sustained due to Johnny's.
Oh, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth
there
and
we
get
go.
to a point.
There we go.
Don't worry about it. It was an accident.
All right.
No, well, in accidents, what happened is when a whole bunch of folding chairs collapse on people. Ask Jumbo.
I keep on forgetting that I don't have any activity in my activity feed for that, so I gotta switch over here because we're on multiple platforms and I don't have the activity feed up.
Owen, stop it.
So,
Okay,
all right,
Queen.
we need to thank a few people for this hype train. First off, where are we here? Now that I'm on this, it won't even let me drag that far, so I'm just gonna
That's
do
what
it
she
the
said.
old-fashioned way. Shut the fuck up. And
What?
where are we here? We will start. There. Just Your Average Jen subscribing for 7 months. Thank you, Jen. We also have Monster 9 donating all those hot dog bits. We have Albuquerque
Monster
Baby
9!
Girl. Baby Girl with 300 bits of her own. Then Monster
Thank
9
you.
gifting a tier 1 sub to the community, which was our guest tonight, Over Easy Stevie. And then we had 200 more bits from Baby Girl, more hot dog bits from Monster 9, Jumbo adding in 200 more bits, Monster
the best.
9 gifting another tier 1 sub. Shut up. Tier 1 sub to
Jumbo had a
Mr. Fourth
question.
Row. You can hold on to that question as I'm still naming off everybody who has contributed to this hype train, sir. Monster 9 with more hot dog bits. Monster 9 with even more gifted subs. This one to fucking Damon Ace. And more hot dog bits from 9. And Jumbo Zamori with some sad face bits of a penguin.
Well, that was
of
because
some
that
sort.
gifted sub went to Damon. That was why he's
okay.
sad about that gifted sub going to Damon. The rest of us are too, Jumbo.
And
After what we saw at the end of this show.
Not me.
Jesus.
You don't speak for me.
And
You're
I
right.
think I got everybody. So thank you all so much to the people who have contributed to this hype train thus far. Greatly appreciate every
Hey, we're
single one of you
94%
guys.
with a minute.
2.5 minutes.
Oh, I have a minute and
I
3
have a
seconds left.
Oh,
We
never
have 1
mind.
minute left.
94%.
This is
Oh,
what
we're
happens
almost
with the
there.
whole restreaming thing. Everything's
We are
kinda
almost there.
everywhere.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
Is that the over easy one?
It is the over easy
Over it.
one.
Ah,
Shut
the
up,
easiest
everybody.
one there is, baby.
Stevie.
That's right.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So, okay, I got to go back to this one. Oh, wait, no. See, this is okay. Here's the problem with the restreaming thing. Everything's a minute behind. So, 30 seconds left. We hit
we made
level
it.
one.
Oh,
We did it. Thank you.
Monster
9.
9 gifted that tier
Gets
1
us to
sub to
level
keep
2.
the hype train going.
To the Grim Reaper.
3:15.
Stevie, how's it going, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great, guys. It is so great to be hanging out with you guys again.
Dude, awesome having you here on the show with us tonight, dude. Great job hosting
yeah.
Charged earlier.
Honor.
too.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely, Stevie. Great job.
Yep.
All right, now we are on the same. Now we're all synced up here. All right. So thank you guys so much. We had a fantastic Charge episode that we just saw for the most part. Of course, the ending was kind of rough, but you know, we'll talk about that later on. We also have a couple of announcements to talk about after we're done explaining Charge and talking about Charge and everything like that. What's up, Killian Crow? How's it going? A lot of big things coming up that just got added to our already busy December. Johnny can mute him when needed. True. That is very true. It has
He
happened
already
multiple
redeemed
times.
2,000 channel. Echo already redeemed 2,000 channel points to mute Coastal for a while. Like
Oh,
for a
geez.
while, as in the whole
Really?
show. Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, I have to abide by it. So there you go. So now you won't be hearing Coastal for the rest of this hype train.
Bummer.
And here comes the bid. See, it pays off.
It does. Mute the guy, make some coin. There
And
we
he's
go,
gonna
baby.
write everything. Here we go. All right, what's Coastal gonna say now?
Oh God, who cares?
Thank you, Monster 9, for the 50 hot dog bits again.
Look at all the love Echo's getting for this.
Yeah,
I know,
seriously. The fans have spoken. Oh, Coastal one. But he's still writing. He just learned English like 3 days ago. Like he's always known how to speak it. He had no idea how to write it. He just learned. Him and Triple I have been taking a class for the
literacy
last 5
just got
years.
to Maine last week. Literacy just got to Maine last week.
Monster 9 gifting another tier 1 sub to
Dude, 9.
Budgie Man 83030.
Monster 9 hooking it up.
Yeah.
9 killing it tonight. Thank
Killing
you,
it
brother.
tonight. This is bullshit. He even had the at and the money sign too. That was good.
I read that real quick. I thought it said bull scat. I'm like, no, we don't do that here. Don't do that here. That's not how this works. But
Hey, why not?
No. You get thrown off of Twitch for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty
What's
sure
up,
you get...
what, Trek? What are you doing here?
Greg's here.
What are you
Trek.
doing? No. But now
He's
he wants
timing
to-
out Sunday.
What's the?
Live
What do you-
long and prosper, brother.
What did I do?
You might have to honor that one Sunday.
Damn it.
Echo with 100 bits.
Thank you, buddy. Good shit. You guys are the best helping us out like this, man.
Big announcement. Oh, here we go. What is this? Go 9 and happy. Wow.
You're really turning a new leaf in your life. Huh? Oh, you know, I know what it is. He's sick and tired of paying the D-clowners all the money it takes every 2 weeks to come
Yeah, I
into
was
his
just gonna
house.
say.
That's what it is. It's like $500 a month, and he's getting sick and tired of it. I don't blame him. That's a lot of money. You might as well make friends with him. You save a lot of coin.
Jet, we see redeemed 2,000 more points to time out the Trek reviewer.
Just your average Jen asks an interesting question. What happens when all the dudes get muted?
Who else is in the Discord now?
Oh, look who else just showed up.
Do I even have that? Oh my God, we have Mr. Yaden himself.
Owen Easton just cheered 245 bits. Thanks, big guy.
All right, guys. All right.
Oh, keeping it going.
Enough with timing out people. Come
It's
on
hilarious. Come on.
Come
Funny as
on.
fuck.
We need to retain some viewership here on this channel.
All right, I'm
Otherwise,
back.
we ain't
I'm
gonna
back.
get anywhere.
If I stop talking, all the viewers are gonna go away. So I got to unmute myself.
Thank you guys for all the bits. We will get. We're 20 seconds left into this hype train, and then we'll start talking about the episode that we just saw here tonight on Rocky Mountain Pro's channel.
Our viewership went down after I muted, so I got to unmute. That's how it works. It's a fact.
We have somebody else in the Discord.
Nine's killing it tonight, man. Thank you, Monster 9. Thanks
It's
for like
Mercury,
last week's
but it hasn't
paycheck.
said
Dude.
anything
We
yet.
appreciate it. Shit.
He'll hop in when he gets in, I'm sure. Guys, thank you so much for the level 1 hype train. Greatly appreciate you. Stats will be coming up. 6 subs and almost 1,400 bits. Again, there will be more announcements for that as well coming up. Rocky Mountain Pro, a little late, but subscribe at tier 1 for 7 months. Thank you, Rocky Mountain Pro. So I guess you can count that as 7 subs. We'll count that as 7. All right, guys. Are we ready to talk about this past episode of Charged? Oh,
I would
wait,
say so.
shit. I got to make sure I do
definitely think
this.
so.
Absolutely.
There we go. He's unmuted now. I almost forgot. And Jet resubscribing for 7 months. All right. Cole, so you get to start it off anyway, so I had to unmute you anyway. So, first match of this episode was Curtis Cole versus Caden Koriyama in a singles match.
Mhm.
1-on-1. No wake around. Go ahead, Cole.
Absolutely. And what a great way to kick this off. This reminded me a lot of how WCW Nitros used to kick off back in the day. It used to be,
Mercury, hop
the
in.
cruiserweights got in there, flew around, and excited
I
everyone.
see you jump
Well,
in the
that's
Discord.
two smaller guys in stature, but definitely not in ability stepping into the ring and really, throwing one of the better matches to open a card in a long time. This was back and forth, fast paced.
Turn on your
You
camera.
had some aggression from both guys.
There you are.
Had, I don't know if.
There he is.
Boss,
There he is.
I'm talking about your tag partner.
Hey
Mr.
guys, what's
Yaden.
going on, man?
Fabian.
Hey, yeah,
Oh,
so
Mr. Yaden.
What's happening,
I was
Mark?
wondering why I wasn't in there, but I was like, oh, the camera wasn't on.
Yeah, you were in there the whole time. We were just waiting for you to push the button. That's
yeah,
all
I
right.
was sitting there while I was listening to you guys, and I was like, why the hell am I not showing up? And it's like, oh, there it is. So,
We were looking at your glorious avatar.
We were figuring you were like Triple I and putting pants on or something.
oh no, I don't do that.
Neither does eyes.
All right, Cole, so go right ahead.
So
No,
yeah,
so-
so I wanted to talk a little bit before Coastal got started.
Oh. Okay. Hey, the floor is yours, sir.
Oh no, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. So,
There's a good chance that what he's gonna say doesn't really mean anything. So
You're not
And
wrong.
once he gets started, nobody else can talk. So
you
Every-
haven't been indoctrined too, have you, Yaden? You have not been indoctrined as to what they're selling you, right?
what is it? What does indoctrined mean? It's indoctrinated.
Yes. Yes.
Well, anyways, have you been brainwashed,
Yeah, now,
sir?
Please
Told you about
let
the
me listen
literacy
to
thing.
you. Well, yeah. Stevie will tell you that that's the stuff that drives me more insane than anything.
grammar Nazi over here
Yeah.
on my left.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had an amazing match to
Yeah.
kick off Charged, Mr. Yaden, with your tag partner, one Curtis
Have I been
Cole.
indoctrinated? Why did you ask me a question if you didn't let me finish it? I was trying to answer.
I didn't think you were going to.
I
Oh
was
my
trying
God.
to wrap my head around what indoctrined means, but now that I know it was indoctrinated.
Okay, well, continue then.
Indoctrinated into what?
Believing
ask you
that
a
I am a brown noser and a Wake follower and a biased reporter of Rocky Mountain News.
Are you not?
Have you heard you?
Yeah, that doesn't take any indoctrination. All I have to do is listen to you.
Well, I report
But continue.
the truth,
Sorry.
sir, And I am working my way to being the official correspondent, news and media relations for the Wake. I'm working my way there, talking to Dustin. We got some stuff to put together. But anyways, we had an amazing first match here on Charge this week. What we had was...
Hold on, you're not part of the Wake. I don't understand. You're like the guy that goes, we won this Sunday. You know, like you play for the team or something.
Well, no, I was talking about we as the... No. I was talking about we as the Rocky Mountain Faithful. I was talking about the first match of the night here on Charged. We as the Rocky Mountain Faithful had a wonderful match to start out Charged this week with your tag partner Curtis Cole against one half of the longest.
Wonderful match.
There was a reason why I invited him.
I would never claim to be part of the longest reigning tag team champions in Rocky Mountain Pro history, the Wake. And JK Pop, you know? So anyways, Caden Koyama and Curtis Cole had a absolute wonderful match, back and forth, just how you want to open a card like this. High energy, big moves. You had, at one point, you had Curtis Cole channeling his inner Andre the Giant and getting caught up in the ropes. I don't know what was going on there. Unfortunately, Ref Jeremy was not able to get him loose. And, you know, just like when you're a premier football team and you're playing against a lesser football team and you don't take a knee every 3 plays and punt when you're on offense, because that's embarrassing to run the score up that way. You know, Caden just kept getting his shots in because you don't want someone just sitting there trying to fight somebody to get out of the ropes. It's a bad match. So he got his shots in as he should have. And, you know, Curtis got free. And, hey, eventually Curtis Cole walks in that amazing chicken wing, and we had a big, you know, as everyone likes to talk about, clean finish. You know, Caden, you know, taps, and then Curtis holds on to it for, as I thought, way too long, and then completely disrespects the Rocky Mountain Pro Tag Team title and throws it on the ground at Caden. I don't know what's up with that, but I gave the match, you know, four lighthouses. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match. I don't like what Curtis did to the tag title at the end, throwing it on the ground and holding on to that chicken wing too long, but you guys will probably have answers for that, I would assume.
All right, Marky, let's get to some good commentary on the match here.
I know, we just had great.
We'll get there. Yeah, okay, sure. So, first of all, I'd like to find out how Caden's ribs are doing after Curtis speared him out of his friggin' boots to start the match off. That was fantastic. Look, this goes back to the tag team match the other week when we saw Caden run in and, you know, belt Curtis in the head with the belt a couple times, and Dustin come in and gave him the driver and ended the match with all the bullshit and everything else. Cole's pretty pissed at Caden, and Caden got what he deserved tonight. Yeah, Caden controlled a good part of the match when Curtis was locked up in the ropes like that. And, you know, Jeremy tried to get him out. I don't think he tried hard enough to get him out, but regardless, he ended up getting himself out. And yeah, he held on to that chicken wing a little too long. You don't see Cole do that, quite honestly, unless somebody completely deserved it. And after what happened in that match the other week, Caden deserved that and more. He didn't just deserve to get the belt thrown at him. He deserved to have the belt like Van Terminator into his face. But Cole let him off and just threw it at him after the match. The match was fantastic. Cole right now is hot. The dudes are hot going forward right now. I gave this match 3.5 ladies. I don't think it was 4, because if Cole doesn't get locked up in the ring, the match is 5 minutes shorter than it was. Cole locked up in the ropes, rather. But JK Pop's marked at this point in time for everything that's happened. They butted themselves in the match against a great tag match that we have, not even kissing nobody's ass here. But that match, Yaden, that you and Cole had with the Wake the other week, that tag match was wicked good. But then Caden had to interject himself in the end of it, and he got what he deserved tonight. He definitely got what he deserved. I gave it 3.5 lighthouses.
Sunday.
Coastal, like you said, we had a clean finish. And what happens in a clean finish in a match that the JK Pop's involved and there's a clean finish? JK Pop lost. That's what happens. That's how it goes. So, and yeah, Cole did hold on that move a little too long. Just like Damon held it too long on Johnny. You know what I mean? It's reaping what you sow. It's just how it goes. If you're gonna, if you think something's okay to be done to somebody else, it's okay to be done to yourself then too. So I don't have a problem with Cole throwing that tag belt down at Caden's feet because Caden doesn't deserve that tag belt anymore. So here, go take it. It'll be. Don't worry, Cole will be holding it legally soon. It'll happen. Our buddy in the Discord here, Mr. Yaden, will have the other one. Don't worry. I just love the resiliency of Curtis Cole here. He was tied up in the ropes for a long time, Jeremy. Hit the gym, Jeremy.
I got picked on Ref Jeremy. He did his best to try and get him out.
Well, I think the ropes have a bigger circumference than Jeremy's arms do.
Hey! Quit picking on the small guys here. All right, shut up.
But so he's tied up in the ropes for that long, getting his tail kicked in by Caden, and he still comes back and beats the crap out of Caden and gets the win. Great win for Curtis Cole. It's 3 3/4 lighthouses. What a match, and knock the weight down a notch because they deserve it.
Damn straight.
Over Easy Stevie, your thoughts?
Well, I think the one thing that's been exposed above anything else is that we got to see tonight that the weight can be got to. The bottom line is, no matter how we got there, Caden Koyama tapped out. He gave up. He didn't want any more part of Curtis Cole, and that shows a chink in the armor to me. And I think you're starting to see some things come undone for the Wake, despite the fact that they seem to be on top now.
Aiden, do you have any thoughts on your tag team partner in that match?
Well, my question is what's too long? After the match, what are you guys talking about? Like he held on to it too long.
The bell rang. He
How
should
long
let
did-
go.
How long did he hold on to it after the bell rang?
Oh, it had to be at least 4 or 5 Mississippis.
Okay, so 4 or 5 Mississippi. So what's the rule on that?
Oh, it should break as soon as the bell rings.
As soon as it breaks.
As soon as the bell rings and you're declared the winner, why don't you?
As soon as you're gonna stand, you're gonna stand by that statement. Like we will agree that Curtis held on to it too long right now. That it should be immediately after the bell rings. You should not hold on to it any longer. You're agreeing with me on this.
Unless you have a good reason.
There it is. Okay, so what would be a good reason?
Well, I mean, it would have to be something that we all agreed was a good reason.
Such as?
I understand what you're trying to do, Mr. Yaden. I understand you're trying to get.
You don't understand shit, honestly. You don't understand shit. You don't understand. You don't understand a damn thing. Right.
So you know why they do it? And this goes back to what I said on Sunday. The reason they do it is because they can. Why the Wake does what they do? Because they can.
I said
they can.
Nothing about the Wake.
Oh, I know what you were insinuating, Mr. You're not as coy as you believe.
What was I insinuating?
You were insinuating that, if we agree that it should be broken right when the bell rings, then everything the Wake's done as well is bad, too.
I didn't say anything about that. I just asked if that was the rule.
You were getting there, though. You were getting there.
Can I get... Who gives a shit where I was going? Can I get the rule? It's irrelevant. You can play the games with the dudes and belts, guys. You can play games with people that have never been in the ring and competed. You're not going to play games with me. And then I'm going to start getting hot about it. Because if you're going to go shit on my tag partner for holding on too long with your biased bullshit, which is obvious every time you get on the mic, you know it. You play the games. You think it's cute. You think it's funny. And that type of attitude gets people like the guy that put all this show together for you hurt. Because the guys that you support held it on to him too long when he was unconscious. And you didn't give a shit about that. So if I were Johnny, I'd be rather insulted by you right now. So you can get all cute and go, I know where you're going. You know why you know where I'm going? Because you know I'm right. Because you know you're wrong. So you immediately had to jump up ahead of it instead of just agreeing and maybe every once in a while giving these guys something and going, I am an unbiased journalist. I like the Wake. I like it because they do things because they can. But if you're going to say that, then stand by it. Don't get cute with me when I ask you these questions and then immediately try to deflect. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's move on to the next one, guys.
Bravo, sir. All right, moving on. We got the Owen versus Bruce Wayne's match. Owen Easton versus Bruce Wayne's. Let's talk about the promos that each of these guys cut first. Sunday. Why don't you talk about that a little bit before the match?
So we have Bruce talk, and the one line I got from Bruce, because they both talk fairly briefly. The one line I got from Bruce that, I mean, and I love just listening to Bruce talk. We could have the whole show just with him jabbering, and I'd be fine with it. But the one line he said is, "Owen, I want you to get it going, then I'm going to punch you in the face." I absolutely love that line. Then Owen comes back, and he talks highly of Bruce, but says it's his time now. So I mean, this is a match. They're going 1-on-1 for the number one contendership for the Charge Championship. So it's a big match, and these two guys are friends, but there's a lot on the line. So I mean, I'm excited. I was excited for the match after hearing both of these gentlemen speak. Then we go into the match, and Owen got it going. Owen was awesome in this match. He was right from the beginning. Bossy stands in the ring and says, "Try to take me down," and he tried a couple times, didn't work, and then he tried a different strategy, went with some kicks, then hits a clothesline. We saw that double underhook suplex, which was fantastic. Crossbody hit. We see Brucey hit an elbow. And even after the elbow from Brucey, Owen turns it and reverses it and counters it into a rear naked choke. Owen getting back into that MMA background that he has that we've talked about for a while now. That ever since he's kind of switched into trying to get some of that into his repertoire, it's turned a switch in him, and it's made him better. Bossy does fight out of it, goes for the batarang, and Owen reverses that into a Uranagi for a 2 count. But Bossy's Bossy for a reason. He's resilient, he's strong, he's powerful. He does eventually hit probably the biggest batarang I've ever seen. I think he's still spinning right now and gets the win. I gave this match 4 1/4 lighthouses. This match was fantastic, and both guys were great. And in a loss, and I know it's hard to say this, in a loss, Owen had one of his best showings yet, but obviously he'd rather have a lesser showing in a win. But we're seeing a lot from Owen here. But now we get Bossy getting a shot at the Charge Championship. This is a guy that was the most previous Charge Champion before the current Charge Champion Damon Ace had it. So let's see if he can take that thing back from Damon. And as Stevie said, they showed a chink. The Wake showed a chink in the armor. Maybe Bossy can take that Charge Championship away from him and rip that armor apart.
Wacky.
Yeah, I want to double back on what Sunday had just said about Owen here. Even in a loss, this is probably one of the best showings we've seen out of the kid. We've seen him go toe-to-toe with Damon a few times. We've seen him have match with Echo. We've seen the kid go out there and really lay it all out in the ring. This was one of his best showings tonight against the final boss, who we saw at Milestone take Dustin Urich to the absolute limit in a 20-minute gem.
Thank you for the 15
We've seen
bits,
the
Knight.
boss go toe-to-toe with absolutely everybody. I mean, hell, Johnny Deathdrop, you fought side by side with the boss at Shocktober. This is not just a random match for the kid. He got put in a very high-profile match, and he performed. Look, it took Bossy going around. I think he went around 2.5 times with that batarang to get the pinfall on this, but there is nothing for Owen to hang his head about on this. The promos pre-match, man, I'm telling you, Bossy is electric. He gets a camera, he gets the people, he just gets everybody just juiced up and ready to go. This was your energy promo of the night. The 2 hosses in the ring getting it going. And Owen, you were this close, dude. This close, but Bossy's got a chance now for a little bit of revenge back at the Wake and Damon Ace, because he is the number 1 contender now. That's friggin' huge. That's friggin' huge that a guy like the boss is the number 1 contender to get one of the belts potentially out of the Wake and continue this beginning of the destruction, the beginning of the end that I think the entire locker room is looking for. I gave the match 4 lighthouses. I thought it was absolutely spectacular. Spectacular. Both guys.
All right, let's hear from the Coastal one.
Absolute 4 lighthouse match. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought both guys brought their A games to this. Very well done on both parts. They both looked like they knew what each other was bringing. Obviously, you have the guy that's, Bruce, the veterans, helped Owen here, trained him a little bit, got him, prepped for this, and Owen brought his A game, as we saw with the shoulder tackle. It took Brucey down. I really thought Owen had this match in a couple points. I thought Owen was going to pull the big upset. Brucey hits that big batarang, and he shows why he is the final boss. I know a lot of people are surprised to hear this, but I gave it 4 lighthouses. I thought these guys brought their A game, and Damon better bring his A game next week for Bruce, as he always does, and it's going to be a great match.
Stevie, what'd you think about Owen Easton in this match?
I think Owen Easton, hats off to Bruce and everything. He's the number 1 contender, but the real story here is Owen Easton. What a performance by this young star. I mean, we're watching him turn into an absolute suplex machine. It can't be said enough. The kid's a future champion. My eyes are on him. But right now, we got Bruce coming after the Charge Championship, and I couldn't be more excited about that.
Yaden, how do you feel about Owen's performance after working with him for this
Very proud
period of time?
It's something that as a coach, it's somebody that you see these guys and girls day in and day out, and you see the struggles that they go through and the things that they have to deal with, both inside of the ring, out of the ring. And Owen's one of those that no matter what, he shows up, he's ready to go at all times. He says it many times. I'm just happy to be here, and we laugh about it sometimes, but it's true. Like, that guy truly is. You know what? It's gratitude. I think it's something a lot of people are missing in their lives, is gratitude. He's grateful to compete. He was grateful to get the opportunity to face someone of the caliber of Bruce Wayans, and he didn't just show up. He wasn't just happy to be there. Like, he pushed Bruce to a level that not a lot of people push Bruce to. So I was very happy, very, very happy to see the performance. I think he made huge steps forward in that. Stevie talked about watching him moving forward. I think as we move into this 2022, which will be the biggest year we've ever had, I think Owen Easton is going to be a huge part of that. So I was very, very happy with what I saw. Like seeing an empty chair there up on the top left. Very happy to see.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing whatsoever. Look how easy it is for us to talk about this now.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Don't worry, I'm sure he'll be back, because there's still a lot of his unbiased coming down the pipeline, I'm sure.
Right, yes. Yes.
But yeah, as a good friend of Owen, too, being 2,000 miles away, I mean, I chat with a few of the guys on a almost nightly basis, and I was very happy with the performance that he put on. It kind of made me smile on the inside. So good job, Owen. That a boy.
We were gonna mess with him, and we were all gonna give him a 1 lighthouse match, but we couldn't. Once we saw the match, we couldn't. It was too good. So we were gonna do it, Owen, but we decided not to. Great match, guys.
Next up, we had backstage, the wake, the interaction with Reagan Grimes. Coastal, you're back just in time.
Yes, I am. Yes. How is everyone?
The backstage wake interaction with Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Well, we get back there, and Dustin and Damon are talking some business and back and forth, and we hear Reagan talking to her friend, her golden friend, as we see, one of her many friends, her many wonderful friends that she talks to and hangs out with. And you always need more friends, right? Who doesn't like to have more friends? And Damon and Dustin just explained to her that they can be friends to help her keep her most precious friend, that golden friend. And she has to think about it, I think. I think she has to have a tribunal or however she handles, maybe it's a parliamentary meeting, however she handles the meeting with her friends in her head, or however they communicate with her, and she needs to talk this over, see if they need some help staying together and keeping that golden friend. I think that as we see later, friends help you keep certain items that you have come accustomed to, and she certainly held on to that friend tonight, didn't she, guys, as we see later on?
Well,
with some help.
Let's get the opinions of the other guys first before you assume what they're going to say. Marky, go right ahead.
Well, just my thoughts.
Wasn't that your cue to move on? I think that was the cue to move on to the next person.
Go ahead, Marky.
I'll take it from here. Thank you. Yeah, Reagan, we hear her singing Mary Had a Little Lamb while Dustin and Damon are like talking some business backstage. And it seemed as though they both saw a unique opportunity to approach the Lockettes champion for the first time. Now, look, we've seen this in the past. We've seen the Wake approach other champions. We've seen the Wake approach Orin Veidt when he was a Twitch champion. And then when he said no, we saw what happened to Orin Veidt. He got jumped. I worry for Reagan because she is not a male competitor. She does not hang with the guys in the ring. She is out there to have matches with the Lockettes.
Are you insinuating they would hit a woman?
What I'm insinuating,
don't worry, he's muted. Keep on going.
What I'm insinuating is exactly what happened to Orin Veidt, and we all remember what happened to Orin Veidt. Listen, I can put words in my own mouth. You guys know me a long time. My own mouth has gotten me in enough trouble. I don't need you helping me. Thank you. All right, just sit up there and be coastal. Do coastal things or something. I don't know. There's a weight guy behind you. I don't know. Go take your shirt off. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, so they approach Reagan, and she seems awfully confused at the moment why they would approach her. Are they taking her friend? She already has enough on her mind with Lilith Grimm trying to take her friend. Do they want to take it away? Are they really there to protect her? She really has no idea. She asks her friend. She asked the Lockettes Championship, expecting a response. Maybe she hears responses. I don't know. However, she seems extremely apprehensive about everything in life anyway, let alone joining the Wake and having them be her protectors. So it'll be interesting to see what happens come later on this evening when Reagan is in the middle of the ring.
Sunday, go right ahead.
I mean, all it is the Wake just going, hey, belt, you, us, now. That's all they're trying to do. And Reagan, I think, understands and sees through it a little bit. She never said no, but she definitely didn't say yes. And
whoa, hold up. Frog 05 rating with a party of 18.
Ribbit.
Nice.
Thank you guys so much for the raid. There's a shout out for Frog 05. Make sure you follow him.
Thanks, Frogger.
Guys, welcome to the Dudes and Belts Recharge, where we talk everything and anything Rocky Mountain Pro. Here on this channel today, specifically, we're just covering over the newest episode of Rocky Mountain Pro Charge that just aired on the Rocky Mountain Pro Twitch channel about an hour and a half ago. And we were about halfway through the show, and boy, is it getting spicy. So you guys tuned in right at the right time. Sunday, sorry to interrupt. Continue.
Problem. I'll get interrupted for an 18-person raid anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I think this is a little bit of, like I said, Reagan didn't say yes, but she also didn't say no. And I think we know how the Wake handles it when people don't say yes to them. So
thank you for the follow, Puffer, as well.
We'll see a little bit later what we think, and we'll all discuss what we think happens later. But they don't handle rejection well.
Stevie.
They don't.
Well, I think it hasn't been said enough that if I'm Reagan Grimes, is this such a bad idea? I mean, she's got people coming at her from every angle. She's got Rochelle, and she's got Lilith to think about. Everybody's coming for her. She's got her friend, right? They all want her friend. And the best way, really, logistically, for her to keep her friend would be to join forces with the Wake. I mean, maybe it is something she should consider.
Yaden, I'm sure you've seen this backstage quite a bit lately. Coastal's muted, so whatever you say, nothing will get interrupted, I promise.
It's not really my it's not my circus. I've got my own focuses on those guys. I would caution her against it. Thank you for the
gifted tier 1 sub 9
because it never ends well when you work with a group like that. Stevie's right, though. I mean, it is something that when you see people often in their lives, not just in wrestling, but in their lives, once you've attained a certain status, once you hold something like a championship, that's a target. I mean, once you have a title, it's a target. And when you're fighting off all of the people shooting at you alone, it can get pretty daunting. So you might be tempted to, like Stevie was saying, like, you got Rochelle coming at her, you got all these people coming at you. You're at the top of the mountain. You've got to keep people from getting to the top of the mountain because there's only room for one
rated us.
person
The
up
one
there.
that's talking
So
right now
it's
is
easy
the
to
owner
see
of
why
Rocky
you would
Mountain
go,
Pro,
all right,
Mercury
you know
Yaden.
what?
And on the
These
bottom
guys have
left
helped
is over
protect
Easy
each other.
Stevie. He is one of the
They've been able
producers
to do
and
whatever
one of the
it took
workers of Rocky Mountain Pro as well.
to maintain the gold status that they have maintained over the last. I mean, for Dustin, what are we at now? I mean, Dustin, say what you want about Dustin Urich. I've known Dustin for a very long time. You know, our history goes well before Rocky Mountain Pro and NRW. So for what he was able to accomplish, and then what he did to keep it by assembling this team around him, that would be very tempting. I would say, though, most of the time when you do the short-term fix, it ends up with long-term ramifications that you're not going to be too happy with. So I guarantee you, if she were to say yes to them, that it would not end well for not just her, because they'd turn their backs on her when they didn't need her anymore. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
But she is the wrong person to turn your back on. I can promise you that. And the unhinged part of her name is a real thing. And you do not want the wrath of a Reagan Grimes on your hands. So I don't think it's good for either party to work together. That's my take on it.
That's an interesting point.
All right, we are going to move on. Next match, we have the newcomer Nick Latch versus David Drake. Another fantastic match and a good showing by David Drake. All right, Coastal, I am going to unmute yourself. Are you going to behave? Are you sure? Because I don't want to have to put you in timeout again.
We did the Scott Hall.
Yeah, I know. Ooh.
You know what? If I could jump in just for a sec, because it got a little testy earlier.
There we go.
Yeah,
You
go
know,
ahead.
I get passionate about my, obviously my tag partner, tag team championships, things that I know a little bit about because I've experienced them. However, I don't think anything that I just said, Coastal would 100% disagree with. Am I right, Coastal? Can you understand what I'm saying? I actually said it wouldn't be good for them to work with her because you can understand what I'm saying. Am I right?
No,
If we're going to be unbiased there.
No, if we're going to be completely unbiased, it would be something she would have to weigh with her friends and see if the pros outweigh the cons. It would be a group decision for Reagan.
All right. See? We can get along.
That was the most
Absolutely.
unbiased, normal thing that's come out of your mouth since day one of the show. I'm proud of you, bud. That made a lot of sense. Made a lot of sense.
All right,
Play the lottery.
Marky, Nick Latch
Yes, sir.
versus David Drake.
Who else is overly impressed with Nick Lash? I mean, the kid is a stud. He took Severino farther than I thought he would have taken him the other week. And now tonight, it's not like, you're anything less. I mean, now you get David Drake, one of the fastest rising stars in all of Rocky Mountain Pro right now. I mean, this match is no joke. Drake is also kind of a new guy, but now he's kind of the veteran in this match against these. So these two younger guys trying to find their footing, kind of evenly matched, both pretty quick, both pretty new, trying to find their own niche in this world that is Rocky Mountain Pro. I like Lash very quickly. He's very fast. He's really good, but he also keeps it on the mat early. He grounds his opponents early, and he kind of establishes his presence very early. You don't have to run around and jump off at things early that fight, because you can make critical mistakes very early and lose a match like that. He's taken guys and slowed the early pace of matches down and speeds it up when it's necessary. But Drake is also very, very similar. It's almost like two guys looking in the mirror. One's just a few inches taller than the other one. It's extremely evenly matched in the beginning. We see Latch keep David Drake down. Drake reverses it. The back hammerlock. And then we see Latch go over him with the leg scissors takedown. I mean, we see a lot of good technical mat in the beginning. We cut to a quick commercial. As we come back, We see Nick Lash with the over-the-top stunner on David Drake in the corner of the ring, which was really, really cool. We don't see a lot of that. I'm a huge Stone Cold fan, so anytime somebody augments a stunner into their repertoire, I'm a huge fan of that. Very impactful move, really good. Gets him into the armbar. Drake gets the rope. Drake gets back up and hits the cool move. I love what he calls this move. He calls it the Iron Flex. It's like that big pickup of a suplex into like almost like a fisherman over the top of his head.
Is it
Really-
Iron Flex or Iron Plex?
Is it the?
Sorry to cut you off.
I thought I
think
heard
it's Iron. I think
Iron
it's Iron
Flex
Plex.
makes more sense. It does make more sense.
I think it's Iron Plex. Yeah. I don't know, because when you said that, I was like, maybe it is Iron Flex. Maybe I had it wrong, but I
mean,
think
Iron
it's
Flex
Iron
sounds
Plex. I'll check
sexier.
on
It sounds like I Iron Flex on you, but Iron Plex makes complete sense too. I mean, either one. Drake, you decide, big guy. Next time you watch this, hit me up in the chat. Let me know which one it is. We're good. But no, Drake gets out. He hits the big Iron Plex. We'll go with Plex for now, and gets a 1-2-3 over Lash. Both of these guys come out looking really, really good. Good sign of respect at the end. They shake hands. I'm a big fan of Nick Lash. I get a funny feeling, Yaden, some of you guys behind the scenes, I'm sure you're also kind of a good fan of this kid, along with Drake. Both of these guys look really good in the middle of the ring together. The match itself, I gave it 3.5 lighties. I love it. I want to see more Nick Lash. However, after the match, we hear a gigantic commotion. The boys are talking on the table. Danger Dean, love hearing him on commentary. And we start hearing all kinds of shenanigans and loud bangs behind the scenes. We finally get a camera backstage. And we see RJ Kiernan, Damon Ace, and the Rocky Mountain Pro Heavyweight Champion, Dustin Urich. And there are just chairs and pieces of shrapnel absolutely everywhere. There's 4 guys down on the ground. We see Jumbo Zamore. We see Echo. We see Owen. And we see Drake. I hope Lash got out of there. Because look, these were the 4 guys at Shocktober. If you remember, Johnny Deathdrop, you were there. If you remember, these were the 4 guys that came out and saved Titus Machiavelli at the end of that, like, senseless beatdown that J.K. Pop gave him when they hit him with the Kaiju Buster directly to the face. So it's almost as though now the Wake is going to run roughshod over guys who help their enemies as well. Like, they're just going to do anything now. Like, this wasn't even in a match. This was backstage. There were 3 guys that weren't even in the damn match that got took out. And this whole thing took away from how good the match between Drake and Lash was. It continues a story, but I'm telling you, these guys are taking great matches, great situations, and they're just blowing it for their own stupid, selfish motivations, man. I'm telling you, this has to end. They walk away, and the Wake walk away dominant. They all have weapons in their hand. RJ has a baseball bat, and Damon had a chair, I think. This is asinine. This is getting out of control. I can't wait to hear what the Crusader says about this one. But there was nothing about this that made any sense or that was necessary this evening whatsoever. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a reckoning and a half when the evil genius comes back. It's going to be a reckoning and a half. That pissed me off. But anyway, I digress. Great match.
So I'm right there with Marky on the match itself. The match was fantastic. We say it week after week, Thursdays, Sundays, we talk about it all the time, how good David Drake has gotten from the first time we saw him till now. It's night and day. His progression has been almost unmatched. I mean, Owen's probably the only other guy that you would say would have progressed a similar amount. Those 2 guys, we talk glowingly about Owen, about his match tonight. We're going to do the same here about Drake. And just, we haven't seen much of this Nick Lash yet, and he looked amazing too. So I do want to see more from him.
As always, Hunter.
Both guys put on a really, really good show. That Iron Flexplex that Drake hits at the end is
that's even better. The Flexplex.
It is fantastic. I gave it 3.5 lighthouses as well. I thought this match was really good, but I think the story is the real story of what happened here was what happened afterwards. What Mikey was talking about with the attack by the Wake, using chairs, like you said, it's all guys that came out to help Titus and Johnny at the end. of Shocktober, and now the Wake is not happy that somebody might actually defend a friend of theirs, so they attack those people. It's we've seen this before. This is one of the first times we've seen it like so blatantly. Usually they try to hide this and get away with stuff like this, and we have to find out about it after the fact. When the camera gets back there and they're standing over them with chairs, there's no questions here. This is what happened, and they have no problem showing what happened. But all it's doing is the Wake's creating more enemies for themselves, and I think it's gonna come to a head at some point. But it was not good to see, like Marky said, to see all those guys down and out.
Stevie, your thoughts?
Oh, there's a lot to cover here. First of all, it's been covered. Nick Lash, what a performance. But something that hasn't been discussed, I had to deal with some things, getting his social media tags and stuff right in production. What a professional. What a pleasure to have around, and I hope we see more of him. And it was sink or swim time for Drake. His first match since splitting off from Jumbo. And boy, did he step up. Mm-hmm. What a win. I think just like Owen, there's a lot of parallels there. You're looking at a future champion there. And then I hate to even bring it up because, they're only doing it because this is why. They get all the headlines. Everybody's always talking about the Wake. Look what they did. And now they've changed the game for themselves, because now if they hadn't made enemies out of everybody in that locker room before, they certainly did now. And now they have to watch their backs because they can't be together all the time. And now they've got a lot of enemies to answer to. So I hope they're happy, and they better watch their back.
Yaden, I'll let you go before Coastal before he decides to foam out the mouth.
It's irrelevant anyway, so who cares? I like Nick a lot. We were very impressed with him. That's why he came back 2 weeks later. He's a welcome addition to Charged, and he has had two very good showings. So you can't say enough good things about him. David Drake, I could say something very similar about him that I would say about Owen, as far as somebody who just shows up, works hard, is very grateful for the opportunities that he has. And that's the best I've ever seen him look, because, we saw Nick Lash take on Corrente and what the limit he was able to push Corrente to. So I was very impressed with how David Drake reacted and responded, because it's obvious that he paid attention to that match a couple weeks before, and he's a student of the game, and he gets better each time. And I think him going out on his own was something that he wasn't expecting yet, and I think he found very quickly that that's the direction he should be going, because he seemed a little more focused on what he was doing. Because now all he has to do is focus on himself, and that's a very, very good thing for him. So very impressed with it, and obviously everybody's had what they've had to say about everything else. So I'll just pass it off to Coastal now. I'll let him talk about it.
Honestly, I think these set of tapings really showcased these new guys, these up and comers, very well, in terms of from when we first saw him back between January, February, and March to now we're at the end of 2021, and just looking at the progress that they have come to this point. Mm-hmm. Brumach as well, you can add into that list of people who have really improved from the entire year going forward. And these set of tapings after Shocktober really showcased how improved all of these guys are from where they were about a year ago, I think.
Agreed. And now that you say that, it does bring me to something on what happened afterwards. We started this school in 2014 as it is now. I mean, it's went through various stages of growth and adapting to the environment and kind of what's going on. So when I moved back from Tennessee, 2013, we got the idea. 2014, January 1, 2014 is the official launch of the school. At that point, we really wanted to serve a market here in Colorado that I believed was underserved, and that was consistent quality pro wrestling training, and that is something that we stand behind. That's why you see guys like Owen and guys like David Drake coming out of the fold and starting to stand out, because they're willing to take the training and they're willing to get better, and they're getting more opportunities, more reps, and more work in that a lot of people get in years. They're getting that in months. When we started in 2014, there were a lot of people that kind of looked upon the new crop of NRW at the time, talent, and Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy trainees at the time, that there was I don't want to say jealousy, but a worry. Because when you see people coming up behind you that are training harder than you trained, they're training more than you trained, they're getting more matches than you got, and very quickly, within 6 months, a year, 2 years, they have almost matched the experience level in the ring that you had in a much longer period of time. You start to feel threatened. And I remember kind of that feeling in 2014, where you're like, man, and people are starting to take notice of these young kids coming up. And it's worrying them a little bit, because the amount of work they're putting in, the opportunities they have, are so much greater than what a lot of people are willing to put in. And I think that is something that would turn a group of people to doing what the Wake is doing. Because I'd be a little bit worried to see all of these people training harder, working more, and not taking the days off. They see the success that breeds. And I don't think they want to get picked off one by one, because someone said earlier that they can't be all together all the time. So that would make sense as to, if you're trying to wrap your head around why are the Wake doing what they're doing. It's not just because they want to dominate the headlines. That is part of it. But they cannot let these young individuals start to get better and then they start working together, because then their power is threatened. So that makes sense to me as to why they continue to pick apart individuals that you're like, what do they even have to gain by doing this? Well, they keep people separated. They keep them hurt, and they keep them intimidated. Who's going to challenge them?
Fair point as well. However, do you go through the entire locker room one guy at a time and expect to get away with it forever? And eventually it's going to get to a point where some of those guys are even going to band together who are younger and just take that old lion out, because they're sick and tired of that kind of garbage.
You hope, but that, I guess it's yet to be seen. But the only thing that makes sense, other than just doing things to do things, which I don't think that's what the Wake does, to be honest with you, they have a reason behind everything they do. And there's a lot of young talent that can threaten your security here at Rocky Mountain Pro. You're someone like Dustin Urich, who's been here since day one. 2010, June, Dustin Urich's on the first show. It took him a long time to get to the top. A long time. He didn't feel like he ever was given his due. He finally got his due, and he is not going to let that go. And guys like that coming up, which is, again, why the Damon Ace alliance surprises me, because Damon is a few years in. He's still pretty young in the game. He does work hard. You can't take that away from him. So maybe Dustin felt, you're a guy that's still pretty close to these guys, and you can kind of help keep your finger on the pulse of the new crop of talent coming in. That's what I believe Damon Ace's role is. JK Pop just knew that their days were numbered as tag champions. So they needed the support. So they got it, and it has worked for them. RJ Kernan was a joke and will always be a joke, and he is their joke. But they know they can get him to do whatever they need him to do, because you talk about a guy desperate for legitimacy. I've never seen someone more desperate for legitimacy than RJ Kernan, because none of us take him serious. So they don't take him serious either. But you get enough people together that feel threatened, and they're going to do everything they can to keep others from taking their spots from them. And I think that's what you're seeing.
Well said. Also, I know we haven't gotten to you about this past match. And I'm not trying to be a dick, But
You follow that.
kind of have to speed this one up a tad.
Oh no, I understand. So I sound like a broke record, but as I've said most weeks, Drake, he impresses me every week he steps in the ring. What a great match. Everyone's talked about it already, so I will just give you my grade. That match to me was 3 3/4 lighthouses. I really, really enjoyed it. I hope to see more from both these guys, and I expect big things out of Drake. What happened backstage, I respectfully disagree with Yaden. This happened because, well, they can do it. They just did it to do it. You know how dogs will come out and piss in the middle of their lawn just to show you it's mine? That's the way it did. They just went pissed in the middle of the backstage because it's theirs. They can.
Strong words
They got
coming
all the
from one
gold.
guy talking to the owner of the summit. Some very strong words.
I said, listen, I respectfully disagree with his opinion about why they did it. And it's my opinion. And
how much do you know about dogs, Coastal? Do you think they're just pissing because they can, or do you think they're pissing because they feel threatened that other people are taking their territory, so they piss to let them know that they're there? That's why they do it. They don't just
their
do it
territory.
Oh, okay.
Their territory.
Exactly. Why would you mark your territory?
To let everyone know it's yours.
So nobody takes it from you. So
I don't see any. I don't see
you
anybody
absolutely do.
Anything.
You can pretend you don't see me taking it from them. Why? Because they're pissing all over the place, and nobody likes the smell of urine. That's what they're hoping for.
All right, moving on to the main event, because there was also a lot of stuff that was going on throughout the course of this match, including the ending of this match as well. So we're going to try and get as much of it as done quickly as possible, because we are already over an hour into the show and we still got stuff to talk about afterwards. Lilith versus Reagan for the Lock Gets Championship. Marky.
Yes.
Go for it.
We've been waiting for weeks now. We've been waiting. We heard the promos. We heard them both say that they haven't had their one-on-one that ended with a winner. Here's an opportunity. Main event, charged, Lockett's title on the line. Two friends, frenemies. I don't know how they call each other, but we've heard them both say that they like each other, but it's not about that. It's about the title at this point in time. They will fight until the end of the earth. Jumbo had the line of the night in this match during the match in chat. Jumbo wrote, if it wasn't for any kind of fall at the end of a match, these two would fight until somebody was dead. And I think that's correct. I think they would fight until somebody couldn't breathe anymore over the Lockett's Championship at this moment in time. They know each other so well. It's so hard to predict with two people, one person as unhinged as Reagan is, and somebody as dark and demonic as Lilith is. There's no end to where the two of them will take the match in order to win the Lockett's Championship. And, you know, we expect nothing less from the two of these two. Lilith starts with the hurricane around the ring and just she took a page out of your book, Yaden. She kind of stole the tornado there. What do you call it?
Orbit.
The orbit. Yeah, she stole that a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys can have a talk about that if you want to, but that's okay.
I'm not. No, she can. Yeah, she can do it all she wants. I'm not.
Yeah, you might want to just let her have that one for a few minutes. That's fine.
Yeah, she can. She can.
Yeah. And Lilith knocks her down and starts kneeing her in the face all over the place. And Reagan's just smiling and laughing. We've seen this. We've seen her ability to absorb punishment and just laugh at her opponent and say, "Is that all you got?" I mean, these two, they absolutely beat the tar off of each other. Reagan hits a pretty pisser code red in the middle of the ring for a near fall. Lilith starts stomping her in the corner. Another little stone cold nudge. Looked like she was stomping a mud hole in her chest. I mean, Lilith is all power in the match. Reagan can hit hard, but she's faster. So there's that interesting dynamic between the two of them. Reagan tried getting Lilith's leg all tied up and making her submit, but Lilith's not submitting to that in the least bit. We know this. Reagan comes off the top corner with a hurricane. I mean, these two they just hot and feathered each other, basically, man, in this match. They just took turns being on offense, being in control. Reagan hits a really cool hurricane in the middle of the ring, takes control with a couple big kicks, and then a huge pump kick directly straight to the face of the chest, man. And then Lilith is down, gets her with that cool step-up elevated senton. And we think that like this is the beginning of the end, maybe, or maybe this is just the ebb and the flow of the match. But again, we're never going to know. We're never going to know how good these two are. We're almost, I think, destined to never find out who is going to be better for the Lockheads Championship, because guess who comes down to the ring? The same people that propositioned her earlier to join their group, Dustin Urich and Damon Ace, the Wake. 2 members, 2 out of the 4, come down. And they didn't interfere immediately. They waited till Reagan came off the ropes. Damon trips up Reagan, grabs her leg, falls her to the ground. Ref sees it, calls for the bell immediately. I think this was a twofold move by the Wake. Lilith is absolutely irate at the end of this match. This was her shot at the Lockheads title, which she has gotten screwed out of this potential victory or loss. We'll never know.
Multiple times.
Reagan is running around the ring confused. Why the hell would these guys put their hands on her? Coastal, you said, would they hit a woman? Well, they sure as hell tripped one up in the middle of a match. Not even after, in the middle of a match. They tripped her up. Lilith gets disqualified. Reagan keeps her championship. Lilith is absolutely pissed off and irate. The Wake stand there and they laugh. They point. They do Wake things. They're looking all over the place. In the distraction of all of this, at the very, very end, a third party comes out. A very interested party in the Lockheads Championship. One Rochelle Riveter. One brand new member of the New Triumphant. And she comes out and hijacks Bud Belt Stealer style, takes the Lockheads Championship and walks to the back with it. And we close the show with a confused Reagan Grimes having no idea what's going on, where her belt is, where her friend is. Lilith Grimm absolutely irate that she was screwed out of her title shot. And the Wake, yet again, getting off scot-free. The match itself, bell to bell, was a 4 Lighthouse match. Could have been 5. If it finished the way it was going, amazing match. However, we get more of the Wake doing Wake things. And I called it earlier, and I called it when I was watching the match. Everybody that has said no to the Wake has paid a price. Yes, Reagan wins the match tonight, and yes, she keeps her title. However, I don't think it was the way she wanted to, nor was it the way that Lilith Grimm would have decided to walk out of the building without the belt. It was absolutely disgusting on the Wake spot, entering their hands in the Lockheads title match tonight. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Sunday.
So Reagan and Lilith, as Maki said, they've had so many opportunities to try to get this settled, and it's never worked out because of a myriad of reasons, of interferences and things. These two are destined to fight against each other. I don't know how many people here are Marvel fans, but if you read any of the old Marvel Captain America comic books, they're like Captain America and Red Skull, just destined to fight each other forever. They just, boom, head to head and just keep going. Eventually, I think we will see this come to a head, but maybe by, 2028, 2029? I don't know. By the time, if the Wake keeps wanting to get involved, if Ronan wants to keep getting involved. And the fun part, though, is every time we see them get back in the ring with each other, because they have such the familiarity, they're breaking out more stuff against each other, like stuff we haven't seen them do before, because they know what each other's trying to do, so they have to try other stuff. That's why we saw things like the Code Red. We see some of these things. We saw Reagan biting Lilith's leg at one point in this match. They're doing whatever they can, but again, then we see those dopes, Dustin and Damon, come down and ruin another good match like they do, because their feelings were hurt because Reagan didn't immediately say, yes, I'm going to join you guys because you guys are so amazing.
It's always the best matches. I don't get it.
Every time. So, again, another Lilith and Reagan match that we have to grade that never really gets to a finish, but I gave it 3.5 Lighthouses, but this was going to way higher than that.
Damn straight.
If it wasn't for those morons coming down and getting involved in something that had literally nothing to do with them. Like, it was like, I can almost understand it if it's so like Bruce's match or somebody that's actually had stuff against Awake, I wouldn't condone it, but at least I'd get it. I'd get what they were doing. But to come down in this match where they have, they don't have a dog in the fight, and they still want to get involved because, hey, look, we got to be on TV and we got to be talked about.
Stevie.
I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. Like Maki Pin says, we had one of the best main events you can see anywhere on any show, and I mean, we have seen these two battle all year long, and we were finally going to see a resolution. One-on-one, we were going to see who the better competitor was, and quite frankly, the Rocky Mountain Pro faithful deserves to see that, and I couldn't be more upset. I've got a long history with R.J. Kernan, if that is your real name, and Dustin Urich. I'm happy for their success, but I'm absolutely disgusted that they would do that to the RMP faithful, and I hope something gets done about this soon because they've gone too far now.
Coastal.
Well, the match itself was amazing. I really liked this match. I thought it was, I gave it 4.5 ladies. I really, really, really liked it. I thought these two women put on a show worthy of the Lockettes title, and everyone is wondering probably about what I think of the end. And here's what I'm going to say. I say it most weeks about Mr. Aces. And by the way, hi, champ. I see you're in chat. Good to see you. He's Nostradamus. He predicts the future, and he's just fulfilling a guarantee he made. He told Reagan, you join us, you keep your gold. He's just showing her, look, she kept her gold. She kept it. They left, and she lost it. So they kept it, or they helped her keep it when they were there. Then they left, and lo and behold, look what happened. So I guess a guarantee carries some weight, especially when it comes from Nostradamus. It's one of those things, like, as Damon said in chat, stop them. Somebody come and do it. I don't think it takes anything away from the match, and I feel bad that people think it took away from the match. And I mean, we can't rule this out either.
It takes the ending away from the match. What do you mean?
Yeah, seriously.
Well,
it ended the match.
We can't rule this out either. That was at Ref Jeremy's discretion. But we can't rule this out either.
What?
Maybe Lilith. I mean, she's been known to join a faction or two and hang out with some questionable individuals like Ronan. I mean, maybe it's a diversionary tactic, maybe.
You better be careful. She's in chat. She'll put a hex on your ass, man. Don't you dare.
I'm just trying to keep all opportunities open and all thought, like.
Want to get your bones collected? Because that's how you get your bones collected.
Damn straight, dude.
Yeah, the next time we have her on and she's like lighting a bone on fire, it's going to be one of yours.
Jaden, do you have anything to say? Or do you have anything to add?
I just got about if I was at a movie watching it, the movie's real good, and get to the end of it, the Wake would run in and like tear the screen and break the TV. We wouldn't see the end of the movie.
Hit the projector with a.
And Coastal will go, well, the movie was like 4.5 lighthouses, but he'd have a reason for it. We know that.
Probably a good one too.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna call it. Oh, and it's Nostradamus.
No, it's Nostradamus. He predicts the future. He said Legion would fall. And
if you're trying to like put the two together, it would be Nostradamus, not Nostra.
It must be a New England thing.
It's my accent, sir.
Is that you can't say nah?
No.
Nah, 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 nah,
Exactly.
nah, 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 nah.
They called me
So every 80s song, he would go, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Anyway,
Bye, Bob.
there's a reason.
Hey, good. Bye.
There's no. This isn't. Two. You look. Two actually agree with Coastal for a second.
See?
This isn't whether the reason he's saying is the reason. We don't know. He doesn't know even. He'd admit that. He's just, okay, maybe it's this. But this isn't just a to do it thing. There is a purpose behind it. I do believe that I don't think it's much different than David Drake or Owen or anybody else that might be a threat. Unhinged Reagan Grimes is a threat, period, to anybody that is it on her side or that gets in her way or that rubs her the wrong way or whatever. Mental games, head games. Is there something going on with Lilith? I don't know, but they're not interjecting themselves just to do it. There's a purpose behind everything they do, and I don't know what that is. But if she didn't feel the need to join with them, it could just be a simple showing, not even for Reagan, but sometimes if you offer something to somebody or you tell somebody they should do something and they turn you down, you want to send an example to everyone, not just that person. So how do you do it? You get involved in a main event match between two people that have been going at each other for a while. You know, everybody wants to see that come to a finish. They want to see who the better woman is, and you don't let it happen. So what are you doing? You are telling them, if you don't go along with us, you don't do what we say, you don't do what we do, we will take this away, not just from Reagan, not just from Lilith. We're going to take it away from all of you. So I think it was an assertion of dominance with them, as if you're going to deny us, then we're going to deny you things too, and you better watch your back as well. So I think there's definitely something to it other than just doing it for the sake of doing it. Match itself, it's good to see these girls going at it, man. They go at it hard. It just would be nice to see a conclusion to it, the rightful conclusion. So.
All right, and that actually concludes episode 268 of Rocky Mountain Pro Charge.
Another banger. Yo, the summit is amazing. You guys have done so good. The entrance, the lighting, the smoke, it looks awesome. It looks so good out there.
A lot of people to thank for that, but you know, you can thank Stevie right now, who's sitting on the chat, because he has done a lot to make that happen. The lights in the back and all of the stuff with getting everything set up. He has been instrumental. So a lot of the stuff you guys see, the unsung heroes, as they say, are the ones that you don't actually see in front of the camera, that make everything that's happening in front of the camera look like it does. So we owe him a lot for that.
Big round of applause for Over Easy Stevie, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you,
No,
Steve.
seriously, it wasn't just me. Referee Jeremy, he was instrumental as well.
Absolutely.
Chris
He's
De La
in the chat
Vega.
too, right?
Yes, referee Jeremy is in the chat. Chris De La Vega stepped up big time and is making this show happen. I get pickles. Awesome.
Pickles,
and I want to promise you one thing. We're just getting started with that. There's plenty more to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And by
it's
the
gonna
way,
get bigger, better, louder.
dudes and belts, next time you're out, you have to get the pickles. I don't know if you got any pickles from Ref Jeremy while you were out here, but
No.
get you some spicy pickles when you're out here.
Oh, I love pickles.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude,
I wanna
there's
try
some,
that
he
shit.
makes them in a new way. Stevie, have you had this spicy pickles yet?
Not. I've heard the legend of the pickles.
He adjusted how he makes them.
The pickles.
Right before I streamed last night, I went to just have one spear, and I ended up like with 3 or 4 of them because it was like, oh man, these are good. My stomach was on fire, but it was worth it.
I gotta try those. Make sure you save me a batch, Jeremy, next time I'm down there.
Oh, yeah.
All
You
right.
can have mine, Johnny. I'm not a huge pickle fan. Like I'm still 40 years old, and I take my pickles off the burgers at McDonald's. I still don't like pickles. Never did.
God.
So you guys can share
You
mine.
can just ask them not to put the pickles on the burger.
That's what I started doing, but sometimes I forget. I show up to McDonald's in a little bit of an inebriated state, and I forget to ask.
Oh.
Shit happens.
Dude,
Shit happens. Yeah.
you get to hit the menu yourself now. You get to order it
I
now.
do not
That's
do
true.
that. I go to a human. I still go to a damn human.
All right.
Humans
So
suck.
this is typically the point of the show where we kind of do outros and let everybody know what's going on within the next week or two. Yaden, Stevie, you guys have anything going on with Rocky Mountain Pro and your individual channels as well for the next week or two.
Well, if you don't mind if I go first, Stevie, because I actually got to get the stream started right after this, so I'm gonna go get that rolling. But Stevie can elaborate a little bit more on what we have going on next year. The Rocky Mountain Pro Summit, the new home of Al Snow Wrestling Academy, Rocky Mountain. We are constantly in there looking to upgrade, looking around, seeing what we can do to make it look better, looking to see what we can do to improve the fan experience, looking what we can do to improve the talent experience, the production experience. You guys will see it when you come out next. Hopefully we see you. Even Coastal can come back and check out the place. I'm very proud of it. It's something that, like, Stevie and I have now known each other for several years, and we've become pretty good friends. And while he was gone, talks to me a lot. We had a lot of conversations about the direction of the company, where we were going, what I wanted, and he knows, and he can tell you how important our own facility, where we had our own autonomy over it, could make our own schedule and make it look exactly like we wanted was. And we finally have that. So we took a huge risk in doing this, and with huge risks come the huge rewards. And I know it's going to reward us huge, because that's the only way we know how to do things, is to take those big leaps and then just jump headfirst right into it. So you're going to see, next year, you're going to see 92 events. Right now is what's officially booked at Rocky Mountain Pro. Several of those you will see on Twitch. Charged is going to go to a new taping format. You're going to see more names coming in from around the country, so the roster will expand. And you're also going to see a weekly live stream of the returning Ignition, which is a show that's going to really focus on the local talent here and the students of Al Snow Wrestling Academy, Rocky Mountain. So every Tuesday you're going to get a show. Every Thursday you're going to get Charged. There's going to be a lot of cool things coming up, and we're starting the year with a bang. We got 2 Ignitions in January before we have Aces Wild, Charged tapings, and then a huge television wrestling television clinic right now with D'Lo Brown and Josh Matthews from Impact. They're going to come and they're going to run a camp on producing and wrestling on and commentating on and being a part of television wrestling. It is a first of its kind camp. It's a first of its kind clinic. It's very unique. It's a big thing for us here, and we want to make this a consistent thing where you have not just in-ring seminars where you focus on the wrestling. We want to really dive into the TV element of this, and it's going to be great for the production team here. We're going to add a referees element to this. There's some other people that we're going to we haven't confirmed yet bringing in, so we can't announce them yet. But we're trying to confirm some more pieces so we can get every piece of television wrestling covered to give a great education to people, not just here, but anyone from in Colorado or the surrounding states, anywhere in the country. They want to come out to this seminar. I highly recommend it. So that's the big stuff that we have going on at Rocky Mountain Pro. And as far as Twitch, I've really kept pushing hard for my own channel here, trying to grow the community, and it's been going great. Last couple months have been harder because I moved. Several of you know that I got married in September, so I moved, and we've been doing a lot of stuff. So it's been tough to stick to a schedule, but that schedule should get more consistent, and I should get back to streaming at least once, twice a week on the Rocky Mountain Pro channel as well. So that's what I have going on. I think I covered everything. I probably covered too much.
Mark, can I ask you a question real quick? Why'd you stop streaming Mario 3?
He beat it.
Oh, you beat it?
I beat it. Yeah.
Oh, you beat it in one night?
2 nights.
2 nights? Oh, I missed night 1.
Yeah, no, I wasn't allowed to use any whistles. That was more. He donated $25 to pick the game, and he said no whistles, no warp zone. So I played every level at every stage and every level.
Absolutely, and as it should be.
I hadn't beaten that game since 91. So it was pretty fun to go back through that and play it again. But we did Metroid Dread for the last week, and I don't know if any of you guys have played that yet, if you're Metroid fans, but it is a masterpiece of a game.
Game of the year from what I'm hearing. A lot of
it's amazing. The only criticism I had was I like stage music. I like old school. level music, and I felt it lacked that. It leaned a little too much into the more modern ambient sound, the ambient music and the ambiance and everything. It has a horror element to it, so it makes sense, but I just kind of missed the traditional stage music that kind of thumps and sticks with you, because there's no real themes from the game that stuck with me. That's the only issue I had. Minor issue though, because it still sounded great, it looked great, and because I was playing through that, I'd never actually played Fusion on Game Boy Advance, which was the game directly before it in story. So that's what I'm doing now. So when I get off here, I'll be going over to set that up, and I'll be playing Metroid Fusion tonight, and having a blast, man. I'm glad I was able to jump on with you guys and argue with Coastal a little bit. It was a lot of fun.
Good shit, dude. Good shit. Glad you jumped in.
Stevie, you got anything going on?
Oh no,
right.
I'm not busy at all.
Thanks, guys. I'm gonna jump out of here.
I don't do anything. No, and I mean, Matt covered a lot of what we got going on. I mean, it's things are really heating up, and I want to say thanks for having me on. I've been watching you guys and been a fan for a long time, and it's been great to be here on Recharged, and I hope we get to do it more.
Oh, definitely. We're gonna we're gonna try and have a nice little rotation if Titus ends up having to not be here due to family or due to work or whatever he's doing. We're gonna try and get a rotation on to at least fill the spot just in case.
Thank you, Echo.
Yeah.
As far as us, the dudes and the channel is concerned, obviously we have Danger Dean next week. Not this next week, this Sunday. This Sunday we have Danger Dean on, which should be a great time.
Yes.
12th we have our Peak Awards that was newly named. That will be the year in review, kind of. Male of the year, female of the year, so on and so forth. Mr. Fourth Row just said in chat, new RMP Radio tomorrow, new episode coming out. Make sure you guys tune in to RMP Radio on Spotify and all your podcasting platforms.
Mr. Fourth Row is one of those unsung heroes here at Rocky Mountain Pro. He does so much for us, and he's just always there for us when we need him. He handles our merch. He does the podcast. Make sure you follow him on Twitch too, and follow the podcast. Mm-hmm. Support him because he does so much for RMP. We couldn't do what we do without him. Love you, Ari.
And as announced today on the social media platforms, December 19th, we do have Remy D. That's still there.
The national treasure.
Remy. Yeah. But we also are going to turn it into an all-day thing because the dudes are going to chip in, the dudes are going to do their part, and we are going to have a charity stream for the Headlocks for Hearts charity that RMP is doing with Mr. Fox. Been talking with him over the past couple days. I have a schedule out. Don't know what we're going to do officially yet. I'm actually talking with a couple guys that are in chat. We've been kind of talking about it yesterday and all that stuff. But I will say this because I figured it out, and I'm going to have to talk with Fox about this too, because this is going to happen after the deadline that they set. All, and I mean all, 100% of bits and subs that we get that day is going directly to the Headlocks for Hearts campaign for Rocky Mountain Pro.
Love it.
So not just the GoFundMe link, but the dudes and this channel will donate all bits and all subs that day, going directly into that fund to help families in need, to get them fed, to get them gifts, the whole 9 yards for the holiday season. That's what we do here. We're a charity channel as well. We've done it with the American Red Cross a couple times already.
Yep.
We're going to do it to help RMP and Mr. Fox as well with this campaign. So the dudes are all in. December 19th, we're going to get it done. And also, we are going to have the National Treasure, Remy D, on for the second half of that charity stream as well. So that should be a fantastic day all around if you're a wrestling fan.
I love what Killian said. Good luck getting in a word around Remy. That's all right.
Me too.
We'll change the
I'll just
topic up a
listen.
little bit. We'll keep him on his toes.
I'll just listen.
And yes, Echo will be a part of that stream as well, probably for a good chunk, if not mostly all of it. And then, did I miss anything? Oh, December 26th, Mr. Fox, Mercury Yaden, and now confirmed Evil Genius Titus will be all on the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast for the last show of the year, the premiere of the best of 2021 for the Dudes and Belts. And I can confirm that the Dudes will be making a big announcement that day as it pertains to us and Rocky Mountain Pro in 2022. But I'm gonna hold on to that till the 26th, so you guys got a few weeks to wait. I'm actually I'm actually currently working on it as we speak.
Yeah, don't give it to him yet. Don't give it to him yet. Just a taster. There's an announcement coming. That's it.
A little bit.
Little carrot, little dangle.
So, other than that, guys, that's gonna conclude the show. Is Jaden officially live?
Yes, he is.
Live.
All right, we are gonna raid you over
To Miss WrestleMania. Oh.
That's a ball buster thing to do. But it's okay.
I'm a Boston guy. What do you want? That's what we do.
All right, we're gonna send you over to Yaden. He helped us huge tonight. Make sure you show him a lot of love, guys. Again, Danger Dean this Sunday. The Peak Awards, first annual Peak Awards for RMP next Sunday. And then the charity stream for the 19th for Headlocks for Hearts. And the 26th will be that last stream of the year. Yaden, Fox, Titus, they're all going to be there live with us. And now you guys know there will be a big announcement as it pertains to both parties for 2022. So, guys, make sure you show him some love. We thank you guys so much for watching. A great crowd, great chat. Thank you all so much for all the subs and bits throughout the entire night. And we will see you guys this Sunday for the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast with Danger Dean, Coast Crusader, Marky Pins, Sunday Night Savior, Over Easy Stevie filling in for Titus. Thank you, Stevie, again.
Great
You're
job.
the man, baby. Thank you for coming.
And we will see you
Thank you,
guys
Stevie.
soon.
Thank you.
Take care, folks.